Happy Saturday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today. We are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes, but if you would like to get on the list for today, the list, as always, is open. As always, it is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps. Those are pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We are also doing 2 giveaways today. Our first reading giveaway is going to be a reading giveaway when we get to 50K likes, so make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. The other reading giveaway we're doing today is a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. So I wish you a lot of luck if you're participating in that giveaway as well. Prior to beginning today's, I will also point out that we are going to be doing things a little bit differently today. Typically, we do the daily collective read first, and then we get into personals and 1 cards. We are going to be starting today with personals and 1 cards. We're a little bit shorter on time, and time permitting, we will be moving into a collective. So if you are a subscriber, make sure you're sticking around. You can put your questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to give you your 1 card. If you would like to become a subscriber, all you need to do is head on over to that thing at the top of the screen, hit that super fan status. That super fan status will make you eligible for that 1 card reading. But before we begin, first and foremost, before we get started today, how you doing? Scale of 1 to 10. There are no wrong answers. I'm going to put it like this. Coming out of a Sagittarius new moon in Sagittarius season can take a lot out of you. I think it's like it's a lot, you know, and I kind of said this yesterday. I was trying to point out, prepare for it to feel like a full moon. A little bit of Sagittarian energy goes a long way, and the energy, the space by which we're navigating this type of energy, like it's a lot. I was calling it like, you know, like, what do you call, like, one Sagittarian energy is horsepower, but when you've got as many planets as we have currently in Sagittarius, and we're going through a lunation cycle that's in the house of Sagittarius during Sagittarius season. Like, if you feel like you have a hangover right now from this, like, like like, yeah, it's gonna feel like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it really messed with your sleep last night as well, because, you know, Sagittarian energy, when there's a lot of it, can create a little bit of feeling of energetic skittishness. It's also beautiful. And I wrote a whole article about this over on the Mystic Meditation section of the Stack about this is the type of energy that can allow you to effectively like squeeze the essence out of life. Like, oh, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like every last drop, if you will, kind of thing. Because the thing about it, you have to understand, is at the same time that we were going through this new moon cycle, Mars has also done something very significant, which is moving into Capricorn. Now, I absolutely love me a Mars in Capricorn, because a Mars in Capricorn is all about knuckling down. It's about taking frustration, allowing it to drive direction. It's about not letting things get on your nerves. It's just moving through things with a sense of determination. So, you know, and that was what I was effectively talking about in that article, and you can find the full article there. This type of energy is beautiful when it comes to productivity, right? When it comes to building in new habits for the self, building in new energetic rituals, building in new energetic plans, not being too hard on the self. But what it is not good for is leading with the emotions. Now, I want to stress this because this has been coming through heavily in the readings. There is emotions that are worthy of leading have directions connected to them, right? Emotions that we have an honor to carry have clear directions attached to them. And when we're doing the work of the self appropriately, that is why it feels like our presence is a blessing to those, to ourself and to the world around the self, right? It's having a lot of feelings, but being able to allow those feelings to energetically motivate you in the direction that feels like it's productive. Now, I say this really, really strongly because at the same time that I'm reading for this right now, we're also recognizing that the difference between emotions that feel like they open doors, right? Oh, emotions that feel like they're energetically courteous, right? The observation or the space by which we're able to articulate upon our energetic feeling about something versus the ones that often feel like they become hurdles for us. And this is something that we see that those with a lot of Sagittarian placements often have to work through, right? The emotions that effectively, when we come into the space of being able to rein in our emotions effectively, then it's the ability, and this is what's important, and Sagittarians like have to go through this throughout their journeys. It's not the space by which you fake, right? It's not the space by which you create the false sense of self. It's not the space by which you disassociate. It's the space by which you process what you're energetically feeling to determine whether the work needs to go inwards, something that we work on within, versus something that needs to be worked upon without. That it's working through the energetic process. Not all emotions are alike, and also the space by which we articulate in relationality to what our standards are. Because one of the things that's also been coming through right now is the tricky thing about standards is that our trauma loves nothing more than to disguise itself as our standards, right? And the way we're effectively able to articulate and identify the standards that are energetically worth holding is the ability to effectively articulate the reasons why we hold on to them so dearly. Now, working through those modalities or experiences right now is having a big impact depending on where you find yourself, depending on masculine, feminine, or non-binary energy. It also has a lot to do with where we find the relationship cycles. And I got to tell you something else I'm noticing right now. The energy is in very different places right now. Sometimes there is alignment. Sometimes I read and the energies are very much on the same page. Not so right now. This can potentially lead to energetic conflict in relationality to what we're effectively looking for in conversation. What are we seeing? Where were we finding masculine yesterday's reading? Bearing in mind, this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. We see masculine going through a lot of processes of deep catharsis, being able to potentially recognize modalities by which they misconfused disassociation with stoicism, right? It's not a point of strength to know how to shut something off. Anybody can do that, but rather the ability to feel the things we feel and not let those feelings get the best of us, but being able to take proportionate, courteous action in relationality to what we emotionally are building upon within the self. This is how the emotions effectively build bridges. I see a lot of masculine energy that is working through those processes, potentially even holding frustration upon past versions of self by which they allowed the unhealthy emotions to get the better of the self, and recognizing that the unhealthy emotions are only unhealthy when we accidentally externalize a process that we are supposed to be energetically internalizing, right? The emotions, the space by which it doesn't feel like we just give others our emotions in order to effectively navigate or try to resolve for us. So for a lot of the masculine doing that work, I feel like it's helping to really build the connective tissue in healthy relationship. But there's a lot of energetic catharsis that's occurring there. There may even be a lot of nostalgia that is coming through or working through grief in relationality to things that one could not see in relationality to past journeys. This is like, that is everything we can expect when Jupiter is retrograding in Cancer. Now, where do we find feminine? Nowhere near that. Nowhere near, nowhere near that. We find feminine energy working through all of that jam up that we see that's happening right now with Mercury, Venus, and Mars. It's potentially having those modalities or experiences by way or by means of effectively identifying or recognizing, working into the space of the heart of pragmatism, just trying to do everything possible, potentially feeling like the space by which one is firing on all engines, right? Really feeling a lot of the intensity of all of that Sagittarian energy, potentially creating feelings of energetic excitability, further healing from modalities or situations by which they may have been energetically over comparing the self to the energy around the self, right? When we spend every moment in a state of comparison, we move further and further away from finding our own sense of exquisite. So that's why we see that for a lot of the energy doing that work, building into stability, right? Being able to kind of do everything one can right now just to effectively try to find solid ground, finding solid ground within the self. Where do we see the potential conflicts may arise? We've got masculine, like being like, what do I do with these feelings, right? We got feminine going, I don't have time for feelings right now. So I say that to say, make sure that you're having conversations. If you're about to have an emotional conversation in this type of energy, make sure that you check that someone has the bandwidth for one, right? Make sure that you're having the same type of conversation, because I can even see now frustration points where one person's trying to have a practical, pragmatic conversation and another person is trying to be moving deep into the depths of the emotionality to be able to see what is effectively found there. This brings us to non-binary energy. Non-binary energy I see right now is working through a lot of sacred rage. And I keep on getting that for a lot of that energy, those modalities, and potentially, it's interesting, the Hermit card didn't come up in the reading that we did yesterday, but sometimes, here's the thing with me in reading, sometimes I draw the energy and I'm like, the fact that the Hermit card isn't here is why it's Hermit energy, if that makes sense. It's working on the ineffable. And the thing about the ineffable is it's often working through the space by which the energy feels frequently like it is, like they are misunderstood. The modality or the experience by which it feels like they feel energetically separate from things. And even in the space by which they're navigating those modalities or experiences, it's the recognition that they're carrying a lot of trauma with the lesson of working through the space, that when it comes to relationships, the level of hurt that occurs when you think that you're moving towards a manifestation goal with someone, but when we don't know ourselves enough and we articulate the need for a manifestation goal and we haven't done the work to understand the self effectively, it becomes projection central, right? So it almost feels like having to release or heal from experiences by which they thought they were moving towards another in the aspect of following a dream. But instead of following a dream, it just became the space by which another person took all their shadow work out upon them. So I see that for a lot of the energy, holding themselves at a distance from things isn't from being aloof. It's a sense of, it's working through the wariness that comes from energetic awareness. And I either see them building into counterpart connection that understands and holds them in that sense of preciousness, or potentially is doing the work to have to articulate to others what others may misperceive in counterpart. So for a lot of energy right now, I feel like this is a time of deep catharsis and healing, working through frustration, but also feeling validated. And this is just a continuation of the journey of understanding that being spiritual healthy does not mean that one isn't frustrated about things. You're probably going to get more frustrated the more spiritually connected that you get, because there's a lot of things to be frustrated about. But that's why I keep on hearing they're holding their frustration with a sense of proportion and compassion, not letting it over internalize, but being able to try to be energetically productive with it. but it's not easy. And I keep on seeing that for a lot of those relationships, working through the delicateness of partnership is what is helping to effectively affirm and ground those energetic connections. Now, we're also seeing, and then on top of all of this right now, this seems to be the culmination of a lot of those moon relationships. Those moon relationships were coming together between the time of Uranus stationing retrograde over in the fall up until the present. And these relationships have not been easy to come together. I just got to tell you, if you've been going through it as you've been coming into partnership right now, of course you have. Do you know how many planets have been in retrograde in the time that we've been experiencing? And only now do we start having them coming out of it. So I think that for a lot of those relationships, having to work through external hurdles, navigating circumstances or situations by which, and I need to point this out, triggering coincidences were occurring at every turn. Not just the fact that something was happening that was frustrating, but it felt very similar to something that felt energetically harmful and intentional to the self in the past. We just keep on seeing that for a lot of those relationships, working through those modalities or those experiences by which they're able to understand and identify and see each one another's empathy and patience. I feel like this is the energy that's moving deeper into connection because it is the energy that feels the sense of orientation in relationality to being able to build with another who is able to navigate and recognize the phases of the self. They're not projecting that on each other. They're working through it. And in the process by which they're working through it, they're articulating to each other where they find themselves. While that's happening, we also see Saturn opening up in Pisces is often, every time Saturn opens up in Pisces, the same message comes through. Emotions don't fix things unless they come with directions. The energy that's been in solitude, and I've been saying solitude right now because separation feels false. The modality by which another tries to come back towards them after a period of separation and going, I'm ready now. Like the energy that articulates readiness. It's the recognition that it's not enough to be ready in relationality to manifestation goals. It's also, you have to match readiness with steadiness, right? The ability to steady the partnership when it doesn't feel like it's going the way that one expects. And so for a lot of those relationships, I feel like there are some closing out of energetic cycles that are happening because it's almost the observation of readiness, but not potential steadiness, right? Like the observation of being able to potentially see or understand that the work that we have to find when we're moving towards manifestations is ready and steady. Okay? Ready and steady, because the steadiness is not something that you find. Like, where's the steadiness? It's something that you make. It's something that you work through. You check it, you do it, you adjust, right? You work through adjustment. Now, continuing through into the energy that's moving the temperance relationships. Those temperance relationships, I got to tell you right now, I'm just going to say this. It's not the fact, I keep on saying this. It's not the fact that we've been going through a Venus in retrograde cycle. We have not been going through a Venus in retrograde cycle, but you would be surprised. But you would be surprised because I got to tell you, if you wanted to approximate the feeling of a Venus retrograde cycle, which can sometimes distort the perception of the self, go stick Mars and Venus together in Sagittarius for a little bit of time, and then to add to it, have Venus pass before Mercury while Mercury is in retrograde, right? That is the energy. That is like one of those memes in relationality to like working through things and feeling something, like seeing something that feels like it energetically triggers you, that then makes you feel energetically bad about the self, or working through the self, working through misperceptions of the self, working through others' projections towards the self. This is all that stuff that's been happening right now for the temperance relationships. How are they stabilizing? They're building into the context of the clear view of the counterpart. The ability to be able to recognize and identify and be energetically supported by another that effectively sees the work that they do. And not just the work that they do, what it is that they're trying to resolve or to work upon in a better way. So we see that for a lot of those relationships, that work, that sense of encouragement and reinforcement. I keep on hearing ready and steady is what we hear right now in those moon relationships. Reaffirmed and reinforced. is what we see for the temperance relationships, just building into that space of the resiliency that is effectively needed in order to be able to maintain a healthy partnership. That brings us to the magician relationships, and those magician relationships were coming together between the time of Mercury of the solstice period that we experienced this summer up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune. These relationships have been going through it right now. The thing about these relationships, these are the magicians that are wizening. These were the relationships that were coming together due to the authenticity of the self that allows amazing things to happen. The self that acts as a beacon to be able to bring the ideal counterpart towards the self. And so we see that for a lot of those relationships, the ability to find healthy relationship, as I mentioned, they've been in relationship before, but never as centered. They've never been in centered partnership before. But what's interesting about the energy that we see that is in those centered relationships, if these are modalities or experiences by which another seeing someone healthy and centered is creating projections in another, volatility or hostility that feels unproportional or unreasonable, what we're effectively identifying that's happening there is the energy is recognizing the difference between energy that feels like it is supportive to the health of the relationship or the self versus energy that they're holding compassion with, that recognizes that they need to heal because they're carrying a lot of pain or fear that is making itself evident in relationality to the projections that they're putting towards the observation of healthy partnership. And that's why we see that for a lot of those relationships, they're navigating that with a sense of compassion and resilience, but also holding towards healthy boundaries, building into the work of Saturn, hoping the time will potentially come where another person is able to resolve the unreasonable emotions that they're energetically carrying around something, because we understand that our words are blessed and something that is able to be resolved can always be healed through the mouth and into the space of healthy conversation. They're recognizing and they're scrutinizing their own energetic position in relationality to how they're feeling about that, and they're allowing that to help them continue on their journey. This could be a time where there's a lot of new energetic relationships that are potentially forming at this time in relationality to that type of work. And I keep on seeing there's a lot of pain that may be happening right now for those relationships as they're currently experiencing the wound of another's projections. But at the same time, they're feeling energetically supported by connections that are able to see and understand the fact that they're moving towards healthier spaces and they're finding sanctuary in those experiences. Now, that is where we find all of the energy prior to beginning today's daily collective read. But if you'd like to find that full reading, you can find it over on the place where you keep the photos. You can also find it over on the place where you keep the videos. You can also find it as a podcast over on my spot at Tarot Church and over on my Stack. I would also encourage you to head over to my Stack to learn more about a very special retreat that we'll be hosting this August. We will be traveling to the location by which the tarot was first recorded to be documented and found. I hope you'll join me on a tour of Florence, Rome, and Tuscany, where we will be sharpening our tarot skills while also understanding the culture by which the tarot was able to find a home in order to learn what made it create the capacity of being able to grow and thrive in that locationality. I hope to see you there, and you can find information on that retreat on my Stack. I'd also like to invite you to take part in our recent class that we just had this week. The judgment class is now available on my Stack. And if you'd like to participate or view that class, all you need to do is become a paid subscriber. Our next class will be held on Thursday, January 15th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the World card. And all you need to do if you'd like to become a part of that tarot class program is head on over to my Stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my Stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I do my best to give you an update on everything we've been studying prior to beginning that class, but the materials are there for you to receive as you're ready to receive them. And if you become a founding member, you'll also have access to, not only will you have access to a discounted rate on the full year's worth of classes, you'll also have access to over 20 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library Class Archive. You'll also have access to receiving a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them acceptable to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. Also, and you can also find there my Mystic Meditation articles, which will give you updates on what we've been seeing energetically in article form. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take very few students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a class series, weekly or biweekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students who are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, weekly or biweekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you so much for being here and receiving these messages. We are going to get started on today's daily collective read, but we'll be doing personals and one card readings first. Also, Graham, you seem to be making a lot of references to Joshua. If I've got this book right here. Would you like to go through it? Because I'll tell you, a majority of the book talks about the power of love, the power of acceptance, the power of not being able to judge others. It's very clear you have a lot of pain in your heart. And it's very amazing that you're in here speaking about the fact that Joshua is about love and then trying to be cruel, judgmental, and hateful to every person that you have spoken to in this live. I'm going to go ahead and mute you now, but I want you to take serious consideration in terms of whether you are misunderstanding the message that Yasha was trying to teach you. Seriously think about it. I fear for you. I truly do. I hope you find the healing that you seek, but I need to stress that in no way, shape, or form in this book did Joshua ever speak to someone the way that you are speaking to others here. I hope you find the healing you seek. I truly, truly do. And I hope you have a much better day. And again, I apologize for that. I love it. I can't even imagine. What can you please remind me which STFU? Is that a Bible quote? Can you show me? Can you please show me where in this book? Can you please show me where in this book STFU is? Is that like INRI? Am I misunderstanding something? My poor thing. I truly worry for you. I apologize, friends. And how you doing, Marisol? I hope you're having an absolutely beautiful day. Good to see you. It's Mai. How are you doing today, Nujian? If I'm ever saying your name incorrectly, please feel free to correct me. Grand Rising, good vibes. And how are you doing today, Denise? Sipping jasmine tea in my jammies. That's a lot of J energy. I like it. And thank you, Danae, for getting on the list. I hope you have an app. You'll be the first person read for today. You'll also have an additional card in your reading. Oh, creative. I'm sending you support right now. I'm good vibes, I know. Eager for Yule and the sun's return. Good to see you today, Denise. I hope you're having an absolutely beautiful day. I feel like I got sucker punched in the face with a cold layered in over it. Oh dear, I hope you feel better soon. Bridget, so good to see you today. Oh man, thank you as well, creative. Absolutely. Good to see you, Dada. And BB, thank you so much for those gifts. I hope you're having a beautiful day as well. Avatar, you always make me feel so understood. I'm so glad for you to be here and receiving these messages. Good to see you as well. Ready and steady, good vibes. And thank you as well. Again, I apologize, my friends, for the individual who's going on at length in that way. Thank you so much, Talk, for the follow. I know I can't talking about using someone's name in vain. Talk about using someone's name in vain. We are good. Thank you as well. That's not even listening. Exactly. It's, make it make sense. Make it make sense. How are you doing today, guys? And apologies for that. Good to see you, BB. Thanks, good. I do my best. How are you doing today as well? All right. Hi there, Milo. Milo. I'm happy to read for you if you'd like to get on the list. List is open. You'll be the second person read for. And Dada, thank you for sharing the live. Oh, thank you, BB. I appreciate you. All right, guys, make sure to give BB some love. Good, absolute great reader as well. Reader supporting readers. Hi there, Boku. How are you doing? I know. I told you. I literally, as I'm saying in the live, don't allow your emotions to get the better of you. You know, and then we see, like, you know, this is the type of energy we can expect right now. This is the type of energy that we can expect, you know. All right. Let's continue right now. So we are going to get started right now on one card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber, you can go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a subscriber, all you need to do is put your hit the superfan status, and your superfan status will make you eligible for a one card. Also, we'll be doing personal readings today. So if you'd like to do so as well. Now, please pause right now because we do have a personal coming through. We're going to be doing the personals first, and then we'll be moving into the one cards. Danae, if you're here, well, Danae, you actually have an additional card coming through in your reading. So we can definitely, if you want to have the one card reinforce the messages of the question itself, then I'm absolutely happy to do that. Okay, absolutely perfect. All right. Okay, so the first person we're going to be reading for today, and if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the second person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and my Lio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Okay. I'm waiting right now for Creative's question. As we wait for Creative's question, we've got good vibes, 1 card in connection with D, please. We've got the Ace of Pentacles and it's upright. So I feel like there's some kind of work that's important there in relationality to having clarity and relationality to what's occurring between you and them, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like it's somebody who's not sure what you're effectively seeking, like from them in a relationship. You know, it feels a little bit like I got a little bit of like over the head out the window around something, if that makes sense. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, the blackbird energy. You know, it almost feels it's like someone who doesn't want to be presumptive, is what I keep on seeing, or someone who doesn't want to effectively offend you. I feel like they're waiting for you to reach out to them. 1 card. Yep, I got you, dear. No problem, Bridget. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, can I get 1 card for Bridget, please? And Denise, thank you for getting on the list. You'll be the second person read for today. We've got the 3 of Cups in its upright. So I feel like I think it's more, I think the concern's more on your part than theirs. I feel like the concern's more on your part than theirs. Bottom of the deck, especially with the King of Wands and its reversal, working through situations or circumstances by which we're able to recognize or identify, or I keep on seeing, you know, I feel like this is, I feel like there's something important in relationality to the energy working through, like, I feel like I see them specifically, like, I feel like they're almost like intuitively connected to you, is what I keep on seeing. Like they know, like I keep on getting like they know you're okay. You know what I mean? Like they don't need to see you to know if you're okay. It's giving me a little bit of like, yeah, look at this. It's giving me a little bit of like disturbance in the force kind of energy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they have the type of connection with you that they don't feel that they need to be exactly near you in order to know if you're in a space of safety. Excellent. One card on N, please, for Ava. And guys, please hold on the one cards right now because we are going to get into personals before we continue. We've got here the Ace of Cups in its transverse. So I feel like this is articulating upon circumstances or experiences by way of effectively identifying. It feels like they're fickle about something, is what I keep on getting. You know? Yeah, especially with the Moon card. I feel like you trigger them. You know? I'm not sure what's going on there. Animal spirit guide. Yeah. The thing I keep on seeing, like the thing I keep on seeing in relationalities, like I literally see somebody who like builds up when they're gonna see you, and then when they see you, it's like they have so much feeling that they don't energetically know what to do with it. Like it's giving me a little bit of like someone who like gets very like, oh, why did I say that? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like over scrutinizing things is what I keep on seeing. One card on self-love for Claire. I love that question, Claire. Oh, what's with the resistance here? What's with the resistance? You have got to let go of the past. Self-care, like here's the thing. Everything, hindsight is 2020. Hindsight is 2020. Let it inform you. Don't let it burden you. Okay? Sometimes there's some things we can only see after the fact, right? That's the nature of them. That's the guy being like, that's the nature of it. Like that's the nature of something. Sometimes that's the nature of it. There are some things that are hard to see in the context of the present, right? That's how we energetically refine upon things. Don't let it define, refine. Don't let it define, refine. Milo, again, I'm happy to read for you, but these are donation-based readings or free one card readings for super fans. So if you'd like to become a super fan, I'm happy to pull a card for you. I am Joy. Thank you for the follow. Same thing, Nino. Selena, I see. I won a free reading a while ago. You can absolutely get on the list. I just need the date. I need the date that you got that you won the reading. As long as you can provide me the date, then I got you. I just need the date though. So if you can do me a favor and see if you can figure out the approximation of when that day was, I'll be happy to get you back on that list. Okay, perfect. I'm afraid I don't do pregnancy readings here, Nino. And again, and so please, my friends who are new here, we have a rule about being polite in the chat. We don't repeat the same question. If you'd like a reading answered, all you need to do is send the donation for it or become a super fan. Thank you for respecting the rules of the chat. Definitely more on my part for sure. You're so welcome, good. You put it on V. Okay, thank you, Creative. I appreciate you. Okay. All right, and thank you so much, Nino, for the follow. All right, let's continue right now. The first person we're reading for, it was in September before the 24th. Okay, that's perfect. That's what we can work with that. Hold on a minute. September, where have you been? You don't call, you don't write. Hold on a minute. September, can you isolate? Can you get closer? Can you do me a favor and get a little bit better with that like what day in September? That was a long month. That was a long month. We're gonna be here for a minute. I've been healing. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I forgive you. Hold on a minute. Okay, 1 second. I've been healing. I like that. 1 second, my friends. What do we got here? What do we got? September. Boom, boom, boom. Bum, 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 bum. Hold on a minute. Dun, da, da. Where is it? I'm already in October. You said you want it? Just looking over. Hold on a minute. Mushu. Nikki. I found you. It was Thursday, September 11th. Okay, perfect. All right, I've added you back to the list. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you will be the fourth person read for. Excellent. No, it's okay. I found it. I love that girl. I've been healing. All right, my friends. Let's continue right now. All right, where were we? All right, the first person we're reading for is Danae. And I am going to pull up, hold on a moment. I'm going to pull up. You said it was on V, right? One moment. And as I mentioned, friends, we are doing personal readings. And first, before the daily collective, we're going to see if we have time to do a daily collective today because I do have a shortened time period today. And we'll also be doing one cards. So if you would like to have a personal reading right now, you will be the fourth person read for. All right, 1 second. Perfect. All right, and we're also doing our giveaway. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Okay, Danae, is this inside tea or outside tea? Okay. Outside, perfect. All right, and before we get started on this reading, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. I'm going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the adder. Thank you for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. And let's pin up creative here. Oh, gee, good to see you. It's been a minute. How you been? Okay. Well, why wouldn't it pin? Oh, what did I do? Okay. Undo. There we go. Perfect. All right. Need clarity on my energy today and how to release myself from this negativity. I got you. Can I please get 5 cards? Highest priority message. And I feel like the 1 card needs to come from an angelic, is what I'm getting. 2. Thank you. And I need another one. Hold on. Thank you. Okay. Oh, wow. Whew. I know you're not letting another person's pettiness get the better of you, right? I feel like it's really important. I feel like there's something important coming through on that. And I need to, the one thing I keep on seeing in relation, like, here's the thing about it. Um, I feel like what you need to effectively work on, like, that it's not what it's the thing I think that I see that needs an amplification or articulation in relationality to how you're working to heal upon something. I keep on getting the I need you working right now on working through the space of, I keep on hearing gratitude, but also I'm seeing progress. You have made incredible progress this year. And it's interesting because the thing about progress is, and I'll tell you, it'll tell you a lot about something. Your progress will bring out the pettiness in insecure energy. Write it down. Write it down. And it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm here to say it's not fair. Your progress will bring out the pettiness in insecure energy. Because when we move through the modality of energetic progress, when we are having breakthroughs, the sound that should be surrounding us in those modalities is jubilation. And I want you to write that word down too. Jubilation. Jubilation is the energy that shares your joy. Jubilation is the energy that when you experience something productive, something that feels like it should be energetically celebrated, right? The sound you should hear is energetic applause around you, right? The sound you should hear is the situation or circumstance by which another person cannot contain their energetic excitement. And it can be really painful when you're going through those productivity moments, and instead of having those modalities or those experiences by which another feels that sense of energetic celebration that works through those contexts or those modalities of elation, right? It's okay. I keep on hearing it's okay to feel frustrated if another person doesn't feel like they're sharing your energetic joy about something, is what I keep on seeing. And that's what I kept, like, that's the message that's effectively coming through in this reading. Is this your negativity? Or is this navigating the fact that another person is not holding your joy with the same energetic receptivity as you would hold theirs? And that's what I keep on getting around it. And I keep on seeing everything that you need to know in relationality to something is working through the modality or the experience of navigating into another person's, like, and I keep on seeing, like, when we're working through something internally, we don't energetically take it out on those around us, is what I keep on seeing. So if you're experiencing that right now, if something I'm saying in relationality to what like how you're feeling is the circumstance, right? The way you let go of that negativity is to realize it's not yours to begin with, right? That's why when I started to do this, the first question I saw that was coming up is, whose negativity is it? Is it you working through, like, are you projecting your negativity on someone, or is this a situation where it feels like you can't articulate to another, right? And this is what sometimes happens, and it can create a real static moment those modalities by which we try to express to another person that we're energetically like experiencing like something that feels like it's happy, right? Like working through a modality of some kind of excitement, and another person, like another person not experiencing it in the same way. So, and I want to just show you these cards to understand this, right? Like, look at this right now. We've got the Moon card, we've got the King of Cups in its reversal, and we've got the Sun card in its upright. And that's effectively articulating to say that, you know, it feels like you have to, like, I feel like you have to kind of articulate that the protection around you, right? The protection that you're doing right now is not the space by which you identify negativity, is to say, whose negativity is it? Is it yours? Or is it something that you're working through where another person feels like they're projecting their negativity upon you? I've got a couple, and that's why I think it's interesting. I feel like that's why that's why I was having some kind of angelic energy coming towards this reading, saying, like, it was funny too, because it feels like they were trying to claim the one card. It's like the energy going, because, and I need to point this out, like, some negativity, like I keep on hearing, some negativity is energetically solved by being clear to another person in relationality to what you're energetically experiencing, is what I keep on hearing. And I feel like there's something really significant and important in relationality to that work. And I keep on seeing that whatever I'm identifying here that feels like it's energetically important to that work has to do with it feels like it has to do with circumstances or situations by which you're recognizing, I keep on seeing, like, what's within you, what's within you to change versus how another person is navigating the changes that they find within you, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on getting, I feel like there's something really fundamental and important there, because whatever I'm seeing here, like, I feel like you have to say to someone, it's not an energetic competition, you know? Like, I keep on hearing there's no limit to joy on this planet. Like, our joy is rampant. Joy is rampant, and the reason joy is rampant is because there's no, like, there's no, oh, we ran out of joy. I'm sorry. Nope. Oh, nuts. Yeah, no, you know what? It's so funny. I had some joy here, and now there's you should have been here a few minutes ago. There was a lot of joy. No, joy's rampant. Like, that's a cool thing about joy. Joy should amplify joy, right? You get around, you get around joy, and then there's more joy. But not, but you know how there's not joy? You know how all the joy goes away? All the joy goes away when we see somebody in a state of joy, and then we get all deep in our feels, energetically comparing their joy to our joy, is what I keep on getting. So I feel like there's something really important in relationality to that. And I feel like, as I keep on hearing, and that's why I keep on getting the space by which I keep on saying, if you are not doing that, right? I keep on saying that what you need to do right now is, if you're experiencing that from another person, you don't need to dial your joy. You don't need to dial your joy. Why do you keep on saying, you don't need to dial your joy down. You should never feel like you are in a relationship by which you feel the need to effectively have to dampen your joy because another person doesn't effectively, like, doesn't work through the context by which it, like, creates the space by which it feels like there's no joy without consequences, is what I keep on hearing. Like, that is the sound of a trauma environment, is what I keep on hearing. Bottom of the deck, hold on. And I believe you said that you wanted to have your additional card included in this reading. Can you just confirm? And it's so funny that I kept on saying joy. Like, I want to know why I keep on, like, there's something about that. I'm going to get back to that. Yes. Okay. Can I please get yeah, can I get one more? Hmm. You know, there, this is what I mean in relationality to, I keep on seeing, like, I see you doing the work, like the way that you're going to release. Here's the thing about it: the way that you release bitterness, and it's interesting because it's a very attenuated angelic. The way that you release bitterness is not concentrating on it. Is what I keep on hearing. I feel like I want you. I feel like you need to write a list of things that put you in a good headspace. Is what I keep on seeing. There's two different things that they're articulating upon. They're saying, um, a healthy relationship is built on the context of saying, if there's something wrong, you'll tell me, which is the modality by which, if there's something, the reason that we say healthy relationships are built upon the credo, if there's something wrong, you'll tell me, is because there's no harboring. There's no harboring in healthy partnership. It's out with it, right? Because the only way you can work something out is if you energetically release it, so that that way you can energetically resolve it. And that's why the modality by which, like when we work through a space by which we're trying to share our joy with another person and all we get back is bitterness, it can often create a separation point between us, right? Because it's the energy that often makes us feel that we have to effectively dampen, right? And we shouldn't feel like, and this is the thing about it, we shouldn't feel like we need to dampen our enthusiasm in relationality to effectively working in the context with another. Now that's not to say, there's a caveat to this. There's an energetic caveat in the modality by which we recognize, right? In the modality by which we recognize that there is an energetic imbalance in partnership, right? The modality by which, or a situation, the modality by which another person feels like they're existing in a different energetic reality, then that is something that we energetically work upon, because it's the space or the place by which we talk about the experience that we're having, right? And I keep on seeing that that is the energetic caveat in relationality to that. If there's a modality, like if there is, I keep wondering if there is a modality by which you're working through something that feels energetically positive and another person is just struggling, I keep wondering, like just struggling to move through something, then the observation of being able to address each other's needs, but even in the context of that, it allows the conversation to occur, right? It allows the ability to be able to amplify and articulate upon what feels energetically productive. But there's something important to notate in relationality to that work in relationality to that work of productivity, because, and this is what I meant in relationality to helping to release that negativity, which is, if there's something that you could be doing better, it's not up to you. I keep wondering, it shouldn't be up to you to feel like you need to try to solve what that is in order to make another person feel happy. The gift we give each other is bringing our emotions with directions, right? The space by which we're able to articulate upon that, that allows for those modalities of incredible things to happen. So, I feel like there's something really important there that I see that you're navigating in relationality to that energy that you're speaking about in relationality to that negativity. Because, um, like healthy, like, and I need to stress this too, because it's interesting that you asked it, because they're just talking specifically about energetic relationships that are around you, right? The modality or experience by which, like, I keep on hearing, and this is why grumpiness doesn't resolve anything, right? Because when another person's grumpy and we're trying to figure out how to cheer them up and nothing seems like it's working, like, it's actually, I keep on hearing, it's a responsibility of grumpy, um, to effectively articulate upon the reason why, that allows the energy to effectively work through something. But the modality by which I keep on hearing somebody is like, this is what I keep on getting, and this has to do with that joy energy that I was getting. And it's interesting too, because somebody, thank you, OG. OG said in the comments that joy means give in Spanish, right? So the space by which we feel, like I keep on hearing, like the space by which we energetically feel joy, and then another person, even in the context by which you say to another person, like I'm having a hard time, right? Like I'm having a hard time sharing your energetic joy on something. It's the difference between someone working through the modality of their own, I keep wondering, like the modality of their own um, emotions, right? The emotions that feel like they energetically keep us at a distance. Um, it keeps on saying you can, it takes two to resolve that, which is the modality by which you can't, like you can't pull someone out of their own negativity, right? And the problem is we often feel like, and here's the thing about it, we often feel those modalities that want us, that make us feel energetically inclined to do so. But what often happens when we try to pull someone out of their own negativity? Negativity has hands. Okay. Negativity has hands. There's nothing you can do to pull someone out of their own negativity. And often when you try to pull someone out of their own negativity, right? It pulls you right in with it. You go, now you're in the negativity too, right? You can't, you cannot, right? Like that's the hard part about it. You can sit with someone, you can articulate to them, you can ask them effectively if there's something that you can energetically do, right, to effectively lift another's spirits. But the modality by which another person chooses to do that, that is their energetic choice, not yours. um Thank you so much. Bottom of the deck on this reading, yeah, king of pentacles, and it's reversal, right? The emotions, our emotions, like I gotta tell you, I see somebody around you right now that's in, that's in some low energy, right? Like I see somebody in that modality, but I keep on getting that experience, right? Like I keep on hearing, all you can do is everything that you can do. But the modality by which I keep on hearing, the one thing that you can't do is lowering, like I keep on hearing, lowering your own vibration isn't going to raise theirs. I need to, and I keep on, and I feel like that's what you have to write as well. Like lowering your vibration isn't going to raise theirs. So that experience by which you're able to articulate and say to another person, you can offer them, something energetically positive, right? You can I want you to think about the space by which you're working through the observation of building into your own pathwork of purpose, because all of these cards that I'm effectively seeing right now, um, it's not about releasing the negativity. It's about observing it and not allowing oneself to be energetically fixated upon it, and trying to do what you can to amplify the joy. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, dear. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Mylayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We're also at 22K likes, friends. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. Oh, we're having a day today. I know this is what we can expect after the Sagittarius new moon. User 371. There's obviously something that's called you forth to be here today. Again, you're welcome to stay, but I've got the same rules as the rule that we have in this chat is you have to be kind. You have to be kind. If you can't stay and you can't be kind, then I'm afraid you'll have to go. Okay? Thank you so much for respecting the chat space. All right. And thank you for the very, very confusing messages. Like, I've got questions. I've got questions of someone who comes in and makes a comment about my appearance and then immediately starts like making criticism about everything else that's happening in here. Oh, what a day we're having. What a day. All right. Where are we? Hold on a minute, just reading over the comments that came through. Okay, again, Jolene, just a reminder, the way we book, the way that we do readings here is these are donation based or free one cards for subscribers. Please don't spam the chat with your comments, with your questions. It's not polite to those who are trying to communicate. Thank you for respecting it, and this will be your first one. Please refrain from continuing to do so. Oh, hi there. How are you doing today? How are you doing today, Deepu? How are you doing today, Anuk? And if I'm ever saying your name incorrectly, please feel free to correct me. Yes, I'm feeling very low. I am. Oh, I'm sending you support on that, creative. But listen, if you're observing, right? If you're energetically observing, like I feel like that's how you're going to resolve it. Whose negativity is this, right? Like whose? Right? And I feel like even in a space by which you're able to recognize, it's going to help you kind of work to heal it. Miriam, thank you for the follow, dear. Yeah, I mean, 'tis the season, Julia. I've been trying to let go and move on, and they keep coming towards me and playing in my peace. Well, I need to point this out, and I need to stress this. Energy that cares about us is respective of our peace, right? Energy that cares about us is respective of our peace. And it's really hard. And I even see there, it's not the fact that someone doesn't care about you, but the modality by which I feel like the question is, are they caring about themselves? Is what I keep on seeing. Because those cards I was picking up on, it feels like someone who's in a very energetically low place, but I feel like it's a space by which they need to, like, I keep on hearing, like, working through some kind of energetic volatility in a way that feels like it's productive, not projecting. And sending you support on that journey. Thank you guys for helping each other in the comments as well. Yeah, it's so funny because I kept on saying door, but I thank you, OG, because that was the next thing I was going to do. I was going to go try to look up what it meant. I appreciate that. All right, how are you doing today, Bella? Okay. My vacuum fell apart and I just put it back together. Well done, Selena. Jan, I'm happy to read for you on that if you'd like to get on the list. List is open. Oh, well, and again, I don't, I feel like I need to point this out. I feel like it's everything I'm reading in relationality to that creative is working through this space. Like I keep on hearing, and this is why I feel like there was an angelic coming through. It's not the question as to whether someone cares about you, but they can only care about you in the extent by which they're caring for themselves as well, And Tate, thank you for getting on the list, dear. You'll be read for after Selena. Good to see you today. I've been saying this all morning. Oh, have you, creative? I'm getting back on the road. Okay, please be safe. Okay, Bridge? Yeah, as empty as we often. Ooh. Wow, yes, as often as we often carry the burdens of others on our backs. Well, I need to point this out. We're not burdens to each other, right? When we care about each other, we are not each other's energetic burden, but we also do the work in not creating, like allowing for our love to feel like love, right? Not creating the space by which we feel that we are to one another. 5 hours, good Lord, dear. Yes, please travel safely. Not sleep. Yes, you're welcome, dear. And you're welcome, creative. Sending you support on that journey. Hold on a minute. The list is open, Tate, and you're on it. Paige, thank you for the follow. Listen, user 3781, you know, there are countless channels on this app that spend nothing but going into the fabric or nature of believability or believability. I don't. This is not what we do in this space. We're here to support each other. We're here to do reads. There's clearly something that you are seeking in being here, because you're here and you're communicating. So I leave you. You're welcome to stay, so long as you're respective and you're not hurling accusations or judgments as to what's occurring here, right? Very simple rules. And thank you so much, Paige, for the follow. What about me in a space? You know what I mean? Yeah, cool. And Tate, the list is open. Thank you, Steve, for the follow. I'm doing well. How are you doing today, dear? Man, everybody with Oshua today. Everybody's going on about Oshua. Yes, Oshua says hi. Yeah, we are very aware that Yahshua loves us. All right, I'm just going to be that kind of. It is. It's going to be that. We're coming out of a Sagittarius new moon. You know, it's gonna be one of those days. All right, let's continue right now. All right, Queen. The list, these are donation-based readings. So if you'd like to get on the list, all you need to do is send a donation. Or if you'd like to become a super fan, your super fan status makes you eligible for a 1 card. I know. It's just, you know, it's going to be, 'tis the season. It's Sag season. I told you, though, this is what, you know, it's what we can expect. All right, the next person we're reading for today is Denise. Denise, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. All right, and thank you guys. We're at 23.4K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. All right. Second call right now for Denise. Second call right now for Denise. All right, if Denise has stepped away, so I know, such you were. Oh, I got you, dear. Ooh, I love it. A reading for Yule. Love it. Living for it. Here we go. Before we continue right now, let's warm up those intuition muscles with an intuition check. Yep. I've got the animal spirit guide card here. When we count back from 10, I'll reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the frog. Thank you for participating. We'll do that again after the next reading. Okay, where we go? What we got here? Can I please get 4 cards for Denise? I'm also, okay, thank you. It's coming through from one of your guides. Mm-hmm. You know, as soon as I started reading for you, my third eye just started like hurting like crazy. I feel like you've got a guide trying to open your third eye, is what I'm getting here. And I think that, you know, one of the things that I'm seeing in relationality to it is I keep on getting, like, I feel like there's something, I don't know why, but I feel like they're articulating upon the fact that it feels, I just keep on getting, it feels like some kind of experience by which they keep on referring to me to some kind of experience in the past by which another person was trying to make you doubt yourself in relationality to something. You know? And I keep on, and I think it's interesting because I'm getting a very attenuated message in relationality to what the guide is effectively trying to articulate to you. And I feel like they've been giving you signs, you know? It's funny too, because they're articulating the fact they keep on giving you a signier sign. Like, it's like I've got some kind of energy here, like going, explain that. Like I see somebody like looking over your shoulder going like, explain that, explain that, explain that. Um, but the thing I keep on seeing, and this is what I keep on seeing. Um, and the message that's coming through in whatever these signs are that you've been getting, the message that I keep on getting, because they've got a question mark around it. Like I see you looking at something and being like, what does it mean? The message that they're giving me in relationality to whatever that sign is it's okay. It is energetically okay for others not to understand something. You don't need to understand something in order to respect it, is what I keep on hearing. And I feel like there's something really important about that. You don't need, and in fact, if you got a lick of sense in your head, is what I keep on hearing. If you got a lick of sense in your head, when you don't understand something, you respect it even more. When you don't, this is what they're pointing out, that when you don't understand something, right? Like the sound of reverence, we can be, and this is why I keep on hearing, we can be deferential to each other, even in the context by which we don't energetically believe the same things, right? And it has to do with reverence, is what I keep on getting. And what is energetic reverence? Energetic reverence is the space by which we articulate and say, I have no idea what you're doing. I don't need to. I energetically respect it, right? The modality by which we can hold a sense of energetic respect for something without going into, and I keep on getting, without going into too much detail, is often the sign of energy that is protective of us, which is the modality or experience. And I feel like they're talking about this really in relationality to the type of energy that you're trying to attract towards you right now. Because I keep on getting that is the energetic tone that you effectively are working to strike in relationality to relationships that are around you, which is the I keep on hearing the space of healthy respect, the modality or the space by which another person doesn't necessarily need to believe exactly what you believe, but they can still hold it in a modality of energetic respectiveness, is what I keep on getting. And I feel like that's really important because I don't know why, but I feel like I see you kind of recovering from some kind of karmic relationship or circumstance or situation by which, um, like none of this, you know what I mean? See what I just did? You know, what's that? Like something like that. You see the face, like, you know what I mean? Like the modality by which another person just works through something and they are and I think that that's hard too because I feel like that's what's effectively coming up in this reading. And I feel like that's what the guide is. I feel like that's what the guide is trying to help you with to a certain extent. I feel like they're trying to show you the difference. I feel like, and I feel like the thing that's coming through upon it is it feels like it's twofold. I feel like it's coming towards you to like. I feel like the guide is coming towards you to try to articulate in terms of working through the space of energetic belief, in terms of what you yourself believe and how and I feel like I keep on hearing like it feels like it's inscrutable energy in terms of bringing something forth to you that's hard to energetically explain. But I also see the space by which I feel like it's not the space by which, and I keep on hearing that the interesting thing about it is you shouldn't have to feel the need to prove anything to anyone when it comes to them holding the things that you believe in a sense of respectiveness. As long as, I keep on hearing, as long as that is coming from a place of kindness, as long as it's something that feels like it energetically supports you, so long as it feels like something that benefits yourself and the world around you in a positive way, then it's not up to another person to be energetically proved that something is important. But you can learn a lot about somebody in the space by which they articulate. Like, you can learn a lot about someone in the space by which they articulate upon the fact that it is what I keep on getting. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, especially with the Sun card. You know? Oh, what are we seeing with that Sun card? I feel like the Sun card, like the Sun card is effectively, the Sun card is working through, it's interesting because I almost see somebody who wants to be in your life, you know? Like, and this is what I like, that's the thing that I feel like is hard here. And it feels like it's a conversation about navigating like healthy boundaries. I keep on hearing you can, if there's someone who feels like they're perpetually planting seeds of doubt within you, um, like you don't need to keep them energetically close to you. And I keep on getting, and the thing about it, and I need to point this out, when I talk about seeds of doubt here, I don't mean things that are illogical, is what I keep on getting. I don't mean, like, I keep on hearing, like, the space by which one can have a healthy conversation about something. And I keep on getting, you can tell the difference. I keep on hearing, you can tell the difference between someone who asks a question out of a sheer desire to understand something, right? I keep on hearing, telling the difference between someone who asks a question from a space of of interest, right? The modality by which another person asks something and says, help me understand it better, right? The interest that is existent within a pursuing question. And they're utilizing the term, that's what the guide is helping you understand. They're helping you see a pursuing question. And what is a pursuing question? A pursuing question is, so a question that is built upon an inquiry is somebody who is genuinely interested. Okay, wow. Okay, hold on a minute. This is cool. Is somebody who is genuinely interested in learning about something that one believes. A pursuing question is a question that is asked knowing the answer that one will receive so that another person can immediately ask the follow-up question, right? It's the directional question that someone asks, expecting it to move you into a space by which they can then energetically target you with an energetic accusation, is what I keep on seeing. And I keep on seeing, like, that's what's interesting about the guide is helping you see the difference between someone who shares a commonality of interest with you. There's some kind of warrior energy around this guide because they're literally showing the ability, like they're holding a spear and they're saying, pay attention to the difference between someone who asks you something that puts them in a vulnerable space, like the modality by which another person says, I don't know something, and I would very much like to know more about it, versus a pursuing question. And a pursuing question is a question that another person asks and they're not even listening to what it is that you are going to articulate because they're waiting, right? It's like they're pulling back, is what I keep on hearing, like paying attention to the pulling back by which they wait for it. They wait for it. They wait for it so then they can energetically strike you with whatever it is that you effectively respond or say. So I feel like there's something important in relationality to that. And I feel like that guide is trying to help you heal. And here's the thing, you can't effectively energetically win in a pursuant conversation, because pursuant conversations are not based upon learning things or listening. They're just based on someone wanting to feel energetically good about themselves. They're ego-driven conversations. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing, see that stuck to the bottom of the deck? We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and my Lio. Please keep in mind, there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We're also at 26.5K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. All right. And just bear with me a moment as I read over the comments. It came through as it was reading. And it's interesting too, because I feel like that guide is like they're very protective of you. Like they're throwing their arms around you to a certain extent to help you with circumstances or situations in relationality to that. All right. Selena. Hold on a minute. There's the frog, and Nikki is in here. Twice. Do you see this? I just want to point out, this is like the dancing frog. This is like, we're going through like the dancing frog, you know, from the cartoon that dances and dances and dances, and then when the person shows up, ta-da. Boop. Selena, my brain, it's a horse, the card girl. Oh, how are you doing today, Avatar? Grand Rising, Ivana. We're doing 1 cards after. We're doing things a little bit, so we're doing personals right now, and once we get through the personals, we'll be doing the 1 cards. And if anybody wants to get on the list right now, you will be the 3rd person read for. It's 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and my Lio. Please keep in mind, there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in a private reading, and you can book private readings on my site. We do here highest priority messages from spirit, life path, mediumship, dream interpretation, angelic guidance, animal spirit guide readings, pet readings, Akashic, love, and mind, body, spirit. If you have information that you feel is relevant for the purposes of our reading, you can post it in the notes when you send the donation. You can also post it in our subscriber-only disco channel in the appropriate channels. Hold on a moment. Okay, where were we? There we go. And also, we are doing a giveaway. When we get to 50K likes, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure that you are tapping that screen, and we will get to 50K in no time. Okay. How are you doing today, Ella? Good to see you, dear. And Ivana, Grand Rising, dear. Elzael, thank you for the follow. If I'm ever saying your name incorrectly, please feel free to correct me. Yes. Hi there, dear. We were doing 1 cards once we finish the personals. Are you asking about the sign, Elle? Is that what you're asking in relationality to? Like the astrology? Thank you for the follow. And Zingy, welcome. Hi there, Ella. Hi there at work. The list is open right now, and it's nice and short if you'd like to get on the list, dear. Adam, thank you for the follow. Also, for anyone joining us across the other apps, you can do so. You can get on the list as well via my tree that has Binks in it in my Lio. Ooh, Bachi. You can learn a lot from someone by how they constantly undermine you indirectly. Well, I mean, you know, we have to be conscientious about this. I often notice when I'm doing readings, individuals who articulate the feeling of being undermined, but the ego likes to see undermining in everything. You know, we have to be very conscientious with that word, right? We have to be very conscientious about that, because sometimes when we feel like we're being undermined, We're not being attentive to the context that energetically surrounds things, right? I feel like undermining is somewhat rare. Yep, and thank you so much for the follow. Hold on, who was that? Sorry. Yes. Excellent. Hi there, Siva. How are you doing? Amazing. Oh, you're so welcome, dear. I hope that message helped and sending you support on that journey. Grand Rising, Esteban. Good to see you. Pursuant conversations. That's what they are called. Oh, does that already exist? Is that something that already is that something that exists already? That's good to know. Thank you. I wonder if the card we guess is our energy today. Ooh, I was trying to find you yesterday. It's my I was trying to pull you up. I tried to do your one card, but I didn't see you. Yep. Oh, thank you for the compliment, Ella. This is the only place I come for my daily news because the energy is all that matters. Oh, thank you. Good. Well, there's other things too. Okay, the energy is part of a very large equation. But knowing how the energy is moving can help you with the other parts. Okay. Curiosity for other people's beliefs, even though we don't agree, is love sometimes. Beautifully stated, Tate. It shows that you love their mind and trust their knowledge to choose what's right for them. Tap to claim. Beautifully stated. You see that? You come in here and then you just drop the mic. You just walk in and drop the mic. The apps kept closing when you were between. Oh, that's weird. No, it's okay. I didn't pull it for you. That's why I didn't want you to miss it, so I didn't pull it. So no worries there. The way you articulated pursuant conversations made so much sense to me. Oh, I'm so glad, Ella. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person we're reading for is Selena. Selena, if you're here, can you please let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? Absolutely. Happy to do so, dear. And before we continue, also just a reminder, once we get through personal readings, we will be doing one card readings for subscribers. If you'd like to become a subscriber, you just head up to the top of the screen. That superfan status will make you eligible for one card. You'll also have access to our subscriber-only disco channel, which you'll find if you want to get access to that channel and you're a super fan, just message me a disco gif. I'll send you an invite. Also, we just uploaded the class from this week. The judgment class is now available for paid Substack subscribers. If you would like a special coupon code to become a subscriber so you can have access to that class, message me the word class. And if you would like information about the trip that we have planned for August, message me the word trip. All right, and I'm going to pin up Selena here. Guys, make sure to give Selena some love. Messages about my specific person, please. The collective readings have been resonating. Okay. And before we continue, let's warm up the intuition muscles with an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10, and when we get to 1, I'll reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the fox. Can I get 3 cards, please, for Selena? Highest priority messages. You know what? It's interesting because it's coming from their guide, and I just keep on hearing being obsessed with flow state is also an addiction, is what I keep on hearing. Being obsessed with flow state is also an addiction. And it basically, when I hear that, you know, it sometimes can work through the space of someone that's trying to heal from a perfection wound, right? Like it can sometimes, like when somebody is obsessed with flow state. It's the space by which they have like inappropriate responses in the context by which they get frustrated that another person energetically breaks their concentration. But the thing is, the world is built to break our concentration. It's what it's here for. Is what I keep on getting. It's like it's what it's here for. It's what we. It's just it's like it's the space by which we work through something that often can articulate the fact that we're too worried about being perfect in doing something. And I've got this. Like somebody carries a lot of trauma. I don't know if this is like a former athlete. I see this type of energy a lot sometimes with someone who, like, I often see this with someone who often has a lot of those modalities or experiences where it felt like they were like like, you know, and the thing is, like, it's hard to shake this type of energy, which is like the demand of trying to get into perfect form. But the thing is, it doesn't exist. You know, it's easy. I keep on hearing it's easy when it's physical, but I think the problem is I feel like somebody's taken they're taking the same approach to something physical and they're trying to bring it to something mental. And you can't do that, is what I keep on getting. You can't do it because there's no there's no perfect form when it comes to perfect form when it comes to relationships are messy places, is what I keep on getting, you know. And that's what I mean. Relationships are the space by which forms are broken, you know. And this is why we often have to work to heal a perfection wound, right? Because like when you're like, okay, like it's easy when you're alone and you're like, okay, here, like don't touch just don't touch anything, right? But if you're in the space where you're like, okay, everything's perfect now, like everything's perfect, and then you got life walking into the room, right? Life upsets things because one person going everything's perfect is another person being like, I feel like I live in a museum, right? Like the modality by which another person goes like everything's perfect, don't touch anything. Another person is, and one person's like, I perfected everything, everything's perfect. Another person's like, I am living in a museum prison. Like, it's the modality by which another person is like is feeling those experiences by which another person is not experiencing the perfection, because all they're experiencing is the hyper anxiety in relationality to disturbing another person's energetic peace. And so I feel like that's the type of conversation that you need to have with someone, because I don't know why. I also see you having a conversation with someone about bringing new energy in, is what I keep on seeing. You know, like it says to me, it's like I feel like, and I think that, and it's hard sometimes when I see something like this, and I feel like it's the observation that, and I keep on hearing, like, the way we usually heal a perfection wound is the reaffirmation of understanding that perfection is a destination. It's a cardinal direction. We never find it, right? And the ability to move back towards the cardinal direction of perfection is how we start to heal, because we allow the space that sometimes when we move away from perfect, what do we find on the outskirts of perfect? Exquisite. We find something even better than we energetically expected. So I feel like there's something important there. And not only do I feel like there's something important there, I feel like the way you can help this person is trying to introduce them to the life-changing revelation that something does not have to be perfect in order to be awesome. That often, like, I keep on saying, like, the space by which they kind of like allow themselves, like the space by which they allow themselves to just kind of roll through it, right? Like I feel like it's almost like you helping them like effectively heal. But the space by which you help them heal is, and I keep on seeing like, I keep on hearing like, and the way you do that, I keep wondering like, you just do it, you do it a little bit, like I feel like it's almost like the space by which like like and this is how you're helping them heal from that trauma, right? Every time something doesn't go the way that they expect and there isn't a catastrophe on the other side of it, every time that happens, you're helping this person know that it's okay, right? Like that is the sound of them. I keep wondering, like that's the sound of them letting their hair down, which is the modality by which you say to another person that you don't demand perfection from them. You only ask for progress, right? Which is the ability for them to effectively recognize that they're working on that. And the observation that they're working on it allows the context where anything can be possible because they recognize that that is something that they're working to heal. Bottom of the deck. I already know what the bottom of the deck is on this. You cannot, if they do not accept that they have to heal this, there's no healing. There's no fixing it. If they're in the modality by which they think that it's everybody else around them, right? They have to be in the mode, like they have to be able to, like, this is what, like when I see something like this, and this is why their guide is coming towards me, because I feel like their guide's trying to help them with this too. Everything is possible, but the work needs to be mutual. And if you let them project it onto you, you worsen the condition. If you let them project it onto you, if you start getting if you start getting hyper attenuated to making sure that they don't feel energetically upset because something's not perfect, you worsen that condition. You worsen it. So keep that in mind, right? Because I do feel like there's a little bit of this energy that's almost requiring you to have to take a little bit of a tough love approach on something, right? Like it's like that, and that I feel like that tough love, like, and I feel like, and I keep on hearing like the tough love approach that you bring to something is not the space by which you force someone to do anything, but the space by which you say to another person, I'm not going to fixate on you being fine, right? The modality by which they can kind of work through something, right, without you being hyper attenuated to the fact that it's hard for them, right? Like I keep on hearing, you can hold their hand through it, but you can't do it for them. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You'll be the second person read for. It's 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in a private reading, and you can book private readings on my site. We're also at 36K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. All right. And I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Thank you, Outwork. And Kathy, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the heart, Selena. You're welcome. It's my excellent. I was thinking rabbit, but I can see it. Like, here's the thing about it. I can see why you'd think rabbit, even though it was fox, because that's what I mean. That's what I mean in terms of a relationality. One person being like, it's perfect. And another person being like, I'm scared to touch anything. Absolutely. Thank you, user 143. Yes, former athlete. Thank you for confirming what I was reading on. Hi there, Billy. Blessed rising to you as well. Hi there, Avatar. I love Avatar always just giggling. And thank you as well, Kathy, for the follow. Life changes. Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like it's helping somebody work through, like that change can happen. Like that's what I feel like you need to help somebody with. Change can happen and everything's still okay on the other side of change. right? Yeah, we can create our own version of perfection. Tap to claim. I love that. Progress over perfection. Yeah, I refuse to accept the bare minimum energetically or physically. And that's what I mean about you having to like politely but delicately put your foot down on some stuff. You know? You're welcome. Because it does feel like a little bit, I don't know if this person, right? Like I keep on hearing nobody like no coddling is what I keep on getting, right? Which is like I don't know if this person is like super attractive, but there's something about the energy. Sometimes super sometimes energy like that gets a little coddled, but and that's what I keep on seeing. You have to say to someone being like, you know? All right, let's continue right now. The next person on the list today is Tate. Tate, if you're here, can you respond? Yes, I'm crying. But everybody else did. My baby. That's why they were doing it. No coddling the smoke show. So I keep on hearing. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list, Tate. Tate. Go to your mom. Exactly. Exactly. Well, you have to say to someone, yeah, like that's what I mean about it. Thank you, Selena. All right, we're at 37.8K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. And we're doing a love. It's so good to see you, Tate. I hope you've been well. Just a reminder to anybody who'd like to get on the list right now. It's an amazing time to get on the list. Your card's already out. You'll be the third. Wow, they came out fast. You'll be the next person read for, so it's a great time to get on the list today. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Binks and Malayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in a private reading. And you can book a private reading on my site. We're also doing a giveaway when we get to 50K likes, so make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. What's going on, Tate? What is this? Would you like to explain this to me? Would you your cards are already out. What is this? What is this? What is this you're bringing to me? Why do I'm going to leave that there. Okay? I'm going to leave that there. We're going to talk about that later. Okay? I don't even know how, like, it's fine. Okay, we're going to get back to it. And again, the list is open if you want to be the next person on the list. All right. Before we continue right now, we're just going to leave those magical cards just hanging over there. We've got the Animal Spirit Guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Blackbird. Okay. All right. And I am going to pin up Tate here. Make sure to give Tate some love. Bear with me a moment. Okay. And thank you, Ward, for the follow. All right. I thought you were looking for a relationship. What's happening? I thought you were invested in relationship. And I feel like now I see it's like, wow, what the change. The change. But I mean, like, I feel like there's something, I feel like there's something really energetically important here. I need to point out that, and whatever's happening right now, I need to stress this. The observation, like, the observation that the hunt for the unattainable often protects against the intimacy wound, right? The hunt for the energetic unattainable connection often disguises the intimacy wound. I just keep on hearing that. That's all I keep on hearing in relationality to this. The hunt for the energetically unobtainable often disguises the intimacy wound. And I feel like there's something happening right now for you in relationship that feels like it's challenging, right? The way you'll know this is you're going to start to build into healthy connection. And what's the word that you're going to feel? I don't want to hear the word claustrophobic coming out of your mouth, right? It's going to feel energetically overwhelming. It's going to feel, right? It's going to feel all encompassing. And so those modalities, and I feel like there's something really, I feel like there's something really energetically important in relationality to that, because I keep on seeing that what you're effectively going through right now is building into like proportionality in relationality to what feels balanced for you. And there's something important in relationality to you doing that work and finding that balance. Healthy energy will not only want the same things as you, but they'll want them at the same speed as you, is what I keep on seeing. And I think that there's something, I feel like there's something really important there that's happening in relationality to like to a conversation. I also see potentially in relationality to locationality is what I keep on picking up on. There's something here. There's something here that I feel like I'm seeing. I don't know. I don't know if there's. I feel like there's almost something in a relationship by which you told yourself that would be like a non-starter, is what I keep on hearing. And I keep on getting like define a non-starter. And the reason I keep on hearing define a non-starter is, and I think that this is the best way to help define this, and especially as it relates to locationality. And because all I keep on hearing, and this is what I mean, this is what I mean about this energy that's over here that we need to talk about, which we're gonna look at, which is the comfortability. Like there are certain things that we are comfortable with in the short term, but only in the context that they change in the long term. That's the conversation you need to have with someone, right? The modality by which you say, I'm willing to entertain something that is energetically uncomfortable in the short term, so long as we are on the same page in terms of what happens in the long term. And the difference between, I keep on hearing, the difference between a pipe dream and a plan is a date. It's not an if, it's not a when, it's an actual date. So I feel like there's something really important about that in relationality to not feeling, I keep on hearing, not having a situation by which another person like keeps you in a space of like suspended animation in relationality to talking about their plans versus energetically activating upon them, is what I keep on seeing. So if you, and I keep on seeing, you don't have to navigate anything that you wouldn't put another person, like that you wouldn't do to another person, is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like that is what, like I see you and another person kind of like working on what those energetic standards are for one another. And I keep on putting out, like, the thing I need to stress here is we make our standards When we make our standards, they sound absurd because we make standards for situations that haven't happened yet, is what I keep on seeing. And the modality by which another person works through that and understands that will often tell you how energetically mature they are, right? The modality by which another person says, we don't need to talk about that, that's not an issue, can often be the space or place by which we understand, recognize, and identify how we are energetically supporting one another. Now, I want to take a look at these cards right now because they've been sitting here. Yeah, and I feel like that is the hard part. And I do feel like I need to point this out. I feel like it has to do with how much authenticity another person has in their experience. You can't force, here's the thing, you can't force authenticity, but if another person is not authentic in their experience, it should not come at the cost of you feeling like you have to cloak yours. I need to stress that. If another person does not feel that they are authentic, that they can be authentic in their experience, which often happens, right? Life is difficult like that. There's a proportionality by which you can be respective as to how much you are willing to cloak your own, is what I keep on hearing. And that is not, I keep on hearing, that is not energetically selfish. That is recognizing that when we are in an enmeshed relationship, our lives have energetic impact upon one another. Bottom of the deck on this reading, particularly, and this is what I keep on seeing, particularly with the Knight of Swords, right? We can't force each other. We can't force each other in authenticity. It's up to each and every one of us how authentic we feel we can be. And when we are energetically respective of it, then we effectively we don't make it conditional, but we accept where another person is. And so I feel like that is the type, like it feels to me like you need to have a very mature conversation with someone as to the reality of, I keep wondering, as to the reality of something that will be energetically obvious in the modality by which you come into relationship with another person, is what I keep on seeing. Like the modality by which you say, like the space by which you're willing to change your life versus something that you're like, something you being in the modality between like what you are willing to navigate with another person to help them on their journey versus something that feels like an energetic hard limit in relationality to a limitation that another person has in their life that they're not in the space by which they feel comfortable to effectively navigate, is what I keep on seeing. So make sure that you're having those type of mature conversations with someone sooner rather than later. And I do feel like it has a lot to do with another person's like outside responsibilities. And that's what I keep on seeing. You can be respective. Like I keep on hearing, you can be respective of another person's outside responsibilities so long as they are respective as to the way that you, like the ideal life that you're choosing to live and how you're choosing to live it with them. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the next person read for. 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We're also at 42.3K likes. When we get to 50K, I'll be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen, and we'll get to 50K in no time. Yeah, it's a conversation about discretion, is what I kept on seeing. That's why those cards, went like that when they came up. And I keep wondering, nobody has to force discretion on you, is what I keep on seeing. You know? Angie, thank you for the follow, dear. Hi from the Philippines. And thank you. Yeah. And like take no secret energy. Like, this is what I keep on hearing. But you're my secret, but I don't want to be your secret. Like, absolutely. Yeah, balance is so important right now. Hi there, Shri. I'm happy to read for you if you'd like to get on the list. List is open. And Sharon, thank you for the follow. Tate, whoop, I'm in the mode though of holding standards in one hand and the messiness of intimacy in the other. No, I see it. Like, you should be really proud of yourself, because I feel like you are in the energy by which you're going to find relationship. It's not if, it's just when. Like, this is the energy by which you're arriving towards it. Yes, Billy, we're about to get started on 1 cards. Yeah, exactly. No one's perfect, but also you can't waste time. Exactly. And Aries, thank you for the follow. Yes, this connection, hold on a minute. This connection is so healing, but they're going through a lot and a terrible breakup before. That's what I meant about like the healthy energetic discretion between like what you're being energetically discreet about, but also like the limitation and relationality to how long that occurs. Yeah, you can't pick up the pieces. They've got to do that. It's hard though. I can see it's hard, you know? And I think that I keep on hearing like like you'll know everything you need to know by another person appreciating the fact that they're putting you in an energetically uncomfortable situation. One moment. Okay. Yes, but also I can see where he's ignoring his truth. Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, hold on. Exactly. And that's the thing about it. Like when we help each other with those things, we navigate it lovingly. I keep wondering, we navigate it lovingly, but we also don't refrain from the conversation, you know? All right, thank you so much. All right, friends, we're going to move into 1 card readings for subscribers. So if you are a subscriber who would like a card pulled, just go ahead and put your question in the comments. He's been really respectful, but you know, when you see how manifestation goals arrived in me. No, I see, like, I'm going to say, like, the cards I saw, Tate, like like, what a change is what I keep on seeing. Like, what I see somebody, you know, I see somebody asking you to be patient for them. And I keep on just hearing, we can be patient for each other so long as patience is met with progress, right? We don't say to each other, wait for me. We show each other, we show each other progress in relationality to what we are being respected, that we're being patient upon. I'm like, wait, everything missed before is in me. Exactly. And thank you again, Tate. So good to see you today. And thank you for having that reading. I sent, oh, you got, oh, I'm so, okay. No, it's fine, dear. I didn't see that. Can you just send me, all right, please hold on the 1 cards. We have 1 more reading that we're doing today before moving into 1 cards. At work, can you just send me the initial where you sent the donation? I didn't see it come through on my end. I know that you said that you were sending it. I just didn't see. No, I get it. No, if you sent, we'll do, okay. Wait. Did you send the donation? I don't have a, where did you send the donation? Oh, thank you. But you see that. So make sure next time just put the initial. Yeah, it's okay, dear. Next time just put the initial, because the apps don't like it when we say the full names of the apps are very jealous. They're very jealous. They don't want to hear the name of the other app. They don't want to hear it. No, it's okay. All right. 1 moment, please. It's okay. All right, so guys, please hold on the 1 cards. I got you, dear. Yep, I've got it there. The love we can give to one another sometimes is free will. People have to choose. Beautifully stated, Tate. But that's the thing again. I feel like that's the space by which you're articulating to another. Like what it is that you want. You deserve that as well in equal measure. Okay, perfect. So I'm still waiting. So at work, could you let me know if we're doing a general or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer? And while I wait, I'm going to do the 1 cards that did come through while I was waiting. 1 card for Julia on hanging out with them this weekend. I mean, this feels positive, you know? I feel like the space by which, I feel like it's almost, like, I feel like it's them. It's interesting here. Like, make sure that you guys are communicating in relationality to when that is. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like it feels more sooner than later is what I keep on seeing. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's like something that you're planning to do, you know? Like it feels to me like I keep on hearing be adaptable on the location. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the swan energy. Like I keep on hearing like sooner rather than later in relationality to something. I got you, Ella. One card, highest good, please. Woo! I feel like you have a gift for making the best out of a difficult situation. Bottom of the deck. And energy that is respective of you will be appreciative of that, is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially the bee, right? Helping, when I keep on hearing like there's something to be said. Make sure someone is not having an entitled point of view on something. Right? And what is entitlement? Entitlement is the sound of asking someone why they made a choice when at the time that one made it, there wasn't any choice. You were operating from a space of need, is what I keep on seeing, right? Making sure that you're helping someone recognize or identify the difference between choices and needs. I got you. It's my one card Akashic. To now. I can't believe you're asking for that with a one card. Yeah, I mean, it says to me you guys have had you've had a connection before, but you've never become into union before. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is I keep on hearing like this is the year that you guys have this is the year. This is the experience by which you overcame a lot of the karmic energy that was standing in the way of an energetic connection here. Animal spirit guide. But again, a lot of this blackbird energy that we're seeing, right? I feel like you're working through the modality by which you're seeing all of like, I feel like it's like you seeing a lot of that energetic karmic energy play out around you instead of between you, is what I keep on getting. Sending you support on that journey. You're welcome, dear. I got you, Daniela. All right. You're welcome, Julia. Okay, hold on a moment. One card, please. Akashic guide. Any advice? You guys are asking such deep questions for one cards. We got two cards coming out for you, Ivana. It feels a lot like I keep on hearing at your leisure is what I keep on hearing. Your guides aren't going anywhere, right? So I keep on hearing don't get too worried. Like don't get too worried in relationality to like working through something in the understand or recognize. Bottom of the deck, yeah, particularly with the devil card in its reversal. It should feel like something that energetically is, there's a lot of messages coming through in relationality to when we're hyper energetically, when we're hypersensitive, the guides are very careful because they're worried. They don't want to give us something that feels like it energetically overwhelms us. So I feel like, especially with the animal spirit guide here, yeah, like when I keep on hearing at your leisure, they're trying to create the space by which you feel fortified and not in a space by which something that they're receiving creates a sense of anxiety within you. And I think it has something to do, it's a continuation of some of the work that we were seeing in the dream space in relationality to letting go of a lot of that energetic pressure that we see that you often put upon yourself. Like this is you healing a perfection wound. All right, I've got you here. Guys, I'm going to pin up Daniela. Make sure to give Daniela some love. All right, I've got you, dear. And before we continue right now, let's do an animal spirit guide card. I've got the animal spirit guide here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got the South. Thank you so much for participating. We'll do it again after the next reading. Woo! Okay, keeping those there. Those are for your reading. And can I get one more, please? Anything. Thank you. Wow. So we're going to talk a little bit about this, because what I'm effectively seeing right now, I feel like there's some work that's happening in your life that is requiring you to have to do dual path work, which means you have to take different, you can't take the same approach to everything, is what I keep on getting. And the thing I keep on seeing that's potentially happening in relationality to that right now is it's doing the work to effectively strike a healthy balance in things. And something I keep on seeing in relationality to doing the work and striking a healthy balance in things is the observation of, like, and I keep on, I feel like that's interesting too, because I almost see that this is you becoming energetically respective in relationality to the impact that you have on a lot of the energy that's around you. Now, it's interesting because I've got like two completely different energies around you. I wouldn't be surprised if you do something that requires you. I wouldn't be surprised if you do something that requires you to a certain extent to be able to have to be hyper, I keep on hearing like hyper professional about something. You know, there's some kind of energy here that, and I keep on hearing energy that is in alignment with you is going to be respective upon the fact that you need to be hyper professional about things, is what I keep on seeing. And I think it's really interesting too, because I keep on hearing a message from one of your guides that says, in the realm of relationship, no flippant energy. In the realm of relationship, no flippant energy. And the reason I keep on hearing no flippant energy is understanding or recognizing that in the space of navigating a healthy relationship, the ability of another person to prioritize your sense of energetic comfort, your sense of I keep on getting your sense of like good judgment, right? A healthy relationship is going to appreciate that your judgment and your discernment is an energetic gift. If someone articulates to you that you're being I keep on getting this, there's no an abundance of care always helps a healthy relationship, because I keep on getting this here. There's how we feel in the experience of working through something, and then there's the way that we feel afterwards. And so the modality by which we feel energetically unified in terms of being able to, I keep on hearing, in terms of being able to amplify like the full, I keep on hearing, in terms of being able to amplify the full breadth of experiences, I feel like that is the type of conversation that you're potentially having with another person. And it's interesting too, because I almost see somebody like trying to come towards you, like articulating upon the fact that, and I like to point this out, like energy that doesn't know what they're talking about tells on themselves, is what I keep on hearing. It's like, it's the space by which another, and I keep on hearing energy, I keep on hearing energy that doesn't know what they're talking about will often say, like, will amplify the fact that they don't take questions, which effectively articulates the fact that they don't know anything, is what I keep on hearing. I feel like that is what I keep on seeing that you're trying to navigate right now. And I need to stress this. Your questions protect you. Okay? If there is some kind of circumstance or situation or experience that you're having with another person, and you're asking questions and they say, oh, there's too many questions, I can't, like, you're clearly like, I can't do this. That is the highest protection. That is like, look at your beautiful mind protecting you from someone that is too deep in their ego. Like, look at that beautiful mind of yours doing its work to protect you from someone who is too deep in their own ego. Because I keep on getting, when energy knows and loves what they do, they love talking about it, right? When we're passionate, and this is what I keep on hearing from Spirit, when we're passionate, right? When we're passionate about something, we love talking about it. This is what we mean by nerding out, right? Like the expanse or the experience by which we're passionate about something we care about. You know this. We talk and talk and talk. We like to talk about things. But when someone is in the modality by which they articulate that they like something or they know what they're talking about, and then you ask them to answer some questions and they say, I'm not inclined to, right? And then instead of answering the questions, try to judge you for asking them. Well, is like, that's not rejection. That's you discovering a situation where there was nothing behind, like there's nothing behind the energetic brag, if you will, right? Because I keep on hearing the difference between, and I keep on hearing like the difference between building into the space of surprise versus the space by which another person articulates that you ruined something for asking a question. Like, make sure that someone is not trying to give you, like, create an invisible ice cream moment for you, which is the modality by which another person tries to say, like, oh, I was going to do this. I was going to give you ice cream, but you asked a question, so now you're not going to get the ice cream, right? Like, look at the disappearing and reappearing manifestation that another person can create, right? Watch the energetic illusion of someone holding something forth that did not exist prior to you asking a question, and then removing it just as quickly to try to teach you a lesson in asking questions, right? I keep on hearing, don't be energetically fooled by modalities or experiences by which another person does that, because those experiences, I keep on hearing, the space by which we truly are working through something is the space by which we build into that sense of excitement, right? We build into those modalities or those experiences by which we recognize and identify. And not only that, but we build into the context of being able to work through something in such a way that, and I keep on hearing, loving energy would never do that to you, right? Loving energy would never do that to you. Loving energy would never present you with something that they were going to offer you and then pull it away just as quickly. There was never anything behind that. That was just an energetic, like that's the modality of someone who's just trying to hurt you by articulating the conditions by which you arrive towards them. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Don't, when you see, observe, don't absorb. When you see someone who does that, you turn, you walk, and you keep on walking. You know, it's painful to see. It'll break your heart to observe it. Imagine the world that they have to be in to be able to do something like that, right? There's and I feel like the space I keep on hearing, I feel like there's something important too. If someone doesn't have plans ahead of you with you, they don't have plans at all. If someone doesn't have plans ahead of you with you, they don't have plans at all. If you articulating to another person that you need like time in order to energetically prepare for something, if you articulate to another person what those standards are, you can give them, I keep hearing, you can give them one opportunity by which you can energetically correct for it. If that person disappears from your life in the space of you holding a standard, that is also protection, right? There is no rejection, it's just protection. As long as you can explain your standards, and especially if they're reasonable, you should not be you should not feel like you're in a situation where another person is constantly making you feel like you have to remove your standards in order to be in order to navigate an energetic relationship with them. Healthy energy does not do that to us. Healthy energy supports us and is protective of us. They don't create the space by which they make us feel foolish because we energetically have them. Thank you so much for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. The list is closed today, but if you'd like to get on the list for Monday, you will be the first person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, Binks and Mylayo. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private reading. You can book private readings on my site. You're not going crazy, but there is crazy making energy out there. there is crazy, and then there's crazy making energy. The way you stay sane is being able to spot the difference. Being able to spot the difference, all right? And if you're taking a logic-based approach, here's the thing about it. You cannot bring logic. You can't bring logic into a trauma space. There is no amount of logic you can bring to a trauma space that will fix trauma, right? If energy is in the modality by which they're working through that, the best thing you can do, give it some distance. Observe, don't absorb. Sending you so much support on that journey, dear. All right. And thank you for being here and receiving this message. All right. Hi there, Team Ilsana. How are you doing today? So good to see you. Hi, Jess. We're now doing 1 card readings for subscribers. So if you'd like to become a super fan, I'm happy to pull a card on that question. And if you'd like to become a super fan, you just hit that super fan button at the top of the screen. Adam, thank you so much for those gifts. Hope you're doing well today, dear. Thank you as well. Lord, okay, that clicked. Am I being prepared for something coming? Some things make sense. I'm confused. I mean, I feel like the space, it's interesting that you articulate being prepared, right? I feel like not working into the context of being prepared. I feel like it's you kind of focusing on your purpose right now, right? This energy can create a tendency of feeling a lot of anticipation, right? Let the anticipation be focused towards the self, right? Not the sense of energetically waiting upon something, but being patient with the self in relationality to what it is that you're being productive about. You're welcome, dear. Exactly. I've been saying this. Thank you. Yep. Hi, Dan. How are you doing today? Because they do it so subtly, but then try to... But here's the thing, right? If you see modalities or circumstances like that, right? Like, just just note it, right? If something's happening like that, like arguing about it, you know, like recognize if someone's trying to energetically trigger you. You know, don't react from an emotional space, react from a logical one, you know? And I keep on seeing asking healthy questions, right? Asking healthy questions should not create volatility. Thank you as well, IU. Yes, trauma space, sending you support on that journey, dear. I do my best, and I hope these messages helped. Thank you, Akanbi, for the follow. Susan. Yeah, we're doing one cards now, Avatar. One card, highest good, please. One card, highest good for Susan, highest priority. I feel like there's something energetically important in relationality to working through circumstances or situations by which we're able to identify and recognize, like, I feel like it's you and another person talking about unified goals is what I keep on seeing, right? Like looking for unification points. Yeah, especially with Page of Pentacles, it's giving me the difference between an argument and a conflict. An argument is two people who want the same things but have different ways of going about it. A conflict is like you're never going to energetically agree because what another person aspires for and what you aspire for are like way different. So pay attention as to whether you're having conversations that are arguments, which you can usually clarify by unifying, or if you're going through a conflict space. Animal spirit guide, please. Yeah, especially with the boar energy. Working through modalities or experiences, like if you recognize someone has different manifestation goals than you, like the ability to effectively, I keep wondering, a healthy manifestation goal is one that can be mutually shared. Like that's all you need. And thank you so much. Starty, thank you for the follow. Oh, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Avatar, one card on how T is doing. Whoop. They're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed. I feel like they've got a lot. It's like they're overwhelmed by good things. It feels like there's a lot of good things happening, but there's a lot of them at once, which is like I see the energy being like working through something. Yeah, like I feel like they've got anxiety. They're trying not to drop the ball on anything. You know, animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with like swan energy. You know, it feels like somebody who could like utilize a reminder in terms of how well they're doing. You're welcome, Susan. All right, my friends. Final call right now for anyone who is a final call right now for anyone who is a subscriber who has not had a card pulled yet today. If you are interested in having a card pulled, just go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a super fan, you just need to hit the super fan. You can go up there and hit the super fan button, and that'll make you eligible for one card. If you became a super fan today, I would encourage you to head over to, if you message me a disco gift from this live, send me a direct DM from the orange icon at the bottom of the screen. I will send you an invite to the disco. You'll also find there in the perks section a special coupon code that will give you a discount to our tarot class subscription program. We just uploaded the recent class, the judgment class. You'll find it up there for the paid subscribers to my stack. Also, if you are interested in learning, if you are not a subscriber who would like a coupon to that class, just message me the word class and I'll send you a unique coupon code. Not as much as the super fans though. And if you're interested in learning more about the trip that we have planned in August, message me the word trip. Final call right now. Thank you so much, Brandy, for the heart knees. Appreciate it. Thank you as well, my friends. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today. Oh, we got to 50K. Hold on. Before we get off, I'm going to be gifting a reading back to the collective. So I am thinking of a number right now between 1 and, I'm thinking of a number right now between 1 and 44. First person I see that posts a number will get the reading. First person I see, not the first person that posted. Sometimes I see things in a different order than you guys post them. Nope. 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 Thank you, Lizzie, for the follow. Congratulations, Brandy, you got the reading. All right, that will be available to you. That will be available to you on Monday when we are back on live. So you just need to come back here with the date, and I'll be happy, and you'll be able to have that reading. Okay, one moment. All right. And let me just put that down here. All right, my friends. Final call for any of my subscribers who have not had a card pulled today. Congratulations, dear. I don't know why I think that is so much. Oh, I'm glad. Well, that's why I do it. I'm glad that it's fun. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. As I mentioned, I will be off tomorrow and back on Monday. If you are interested in getting on the list for Monday, you can do so now. And if you get on the list now, you'll be able to get an additional card when we read on Monday. I'll be on at 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you'd like to be notified as to when I've gone live, head over to my profile. There's a bell there. Turning on the bell will activate notifications. You can also register directly for the event tomorrow on Monday. As I mentioned, if you became a subscriber today, welcome. Head over to our Message Me with a Disco GIF, and I'll be happy to send you an invite to the Disco channel. And there you'll find, as I mentioned, that the perks and in the perks section, that coupon code to the class subscription program. For anyone who missed class this week, it is now available on the Stack. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Your ongoing support means the absolute world to me. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for being here and helping to support me, helping to not only be a part of this collective, but allowing me to be able to do this work for you each day. And the biggest thank you to my mods. I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Have a beautiful day, everyone.